It's time to take a close look at Casper's air filter. If you've watched my other videos, you know how I get on rants about air filters. I think these are one of the most neglected maintenance items on a lot of these old cars I see. Come on, change these air filters. Let's take a look and see how well this one has been maintained. Notice here it's missing the wing nut. Looks like the threads are a little damaged. So somebody probably tried to put the wrong nut on there and just left this off. This is real important that you have a nut or a wing nut on here because this helps to hold the lid tight against the inside. This seals the outside of the filter, and this wing nut pulls this lip down tight. So don't drive these with this nut or wing nut missing. You know, we're also going to at this point take a look and see if the mounts are okay. And these mounts are fine, but if you feel this moving back and forth, you're going to have to replace the rubber shock mounts that hold this to the manifold. We have kits with wing nuts and rubber shock mounts and so on my website, as well as new air filter kits. So I'm going to open this up now and take a look. Okay, let's lift this out of here. Now, at first glance, it doesn't look too bad. You're going to say, well, that doesn't look too bad, Kent. Look at that. It's not all oily and greasy like some you see, but let's take a closer look. Sometimes when you first look at these filters, you don't realize just how much dirt has accumulated in them until you open up the flutes. Look at this. Look at this. I'm going to open this up, and you're going to see the amount of dirt down in there. Let's go over to here. This is where probably closer to this front here. Look at all the grit. It almost looks like sand that's down in there. Look at that one. See how bad that is? And I know what some of you are thinking, well, what's the big deal? You know, it's probably filtering the dirt. But, oh, let me tell you, if you let this dirt get down in a diesel engine, it's even more critical than a gas engine because you get that excessive ring wear and cylinder wall wear on a diesel, and that's what wears these out because of the higher compression. So don't be cheap with your air filters, particularly on these diesel engines. I'm going to recommend that you change these every 12 months or 12,000 miles, whichever occurs first. So this one's got to go. Even though it looked kind of okay when we first pulled it out, it's really filthy. Not only will you save the engine, but you're going to increase your fuel economy by changing these air filters often. These are not expensive. So after I get the old filter out, I'm going to, first off, just to be safe, I'm going to fold a piece of towel and put right over the intake hole there. We don't want anything dropping down there. You don't have something from the hood drop in there. Just dirt in the air. Be very careful to keep dirt out of the intake on your engines when you're changing the air filter. And I'm going to start out by vacuuming it. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, well, Kent, why don't you just use compressed air? You don't want to use compressed air around here. Compressed air, you blow it around, it could end up getting down in the engine. And as I said earlier, that's not good, all right? Then I'm going to take a cleaner, and I'll wipe the inside of the filter housing out. Now, if this is really dirty, really filthy and greasy, you may have to remove it from the engine. But this one's fairly clean. So I think using a little general purpose cleaner, this is Purple Power here, and I'm going to just take and wipe out the inside of this housing. This will kind of pick up any other dirt that the vacuum missed. Okay. Yeah, at least the housing's pretty clean, but you can see it gets pretty dirty down there. And then I'll hit it again with a vacuum. And now we can stick the new filter in there. Look at that, nice new Molle filter. Okay, one thing I do, and I recommend this all the time, when you install a new filter, put the date on it. This will help you remember when it's time to change it. Now, you probably noticed when I pulled the cover off that this cover was less than beautiful. I know some of you are laughing, Ken, aren't you being a little obsessive? Well, you've watched my videos on engine detailing. You know how I like to make these engines look nice. And one of the things that you can do that's really easy is to paint the air filter housing. You see the paint's peeled off in a few places here, it's dirty. So I'm going to take this outside and I'm going to go through the cleaning and painting process. But as a final comment, even before I go paint this, please don't neglect your air filters.